Hi, Harvard Church. Today, for our Mission Partnership moment, I am talking with Joyce Englund, a member of our congregation for a long time. Most of you know her, and we've been praying for her. She's been serving in short-term mission in Texas through the Evangelical Covenant Church. So, Joyce, welcome back from Texas. Where are you coming from today?
Where am I? I'm in my little cottage house in Bethany.
Good to have you back in the area, even though we can't be present with you. It's good to know that you're back and all went well. Tell us about what the mission work in Texas was.
Well, it was threefold. So first of all, they wanted me to come and help with Sunday school, with their coffee hour, and also with their starting a young moms Bible study. And okay, so that was the first thing. In the community, they wanted me to figure out a way for their presence to be in the community. And then third, they wanted me to investigate and get involved at the border. And awesome. I also did some Merge Ministries stuff because Dale Luss, the founder, is right there.
Awesome. So definitely you were busy. Can you share some God moments? I mean, mission work is certainly the list and the duties and the things that have to get done. But then I know there are so many moments you see God working, and sometimes it can stop you in your tracks and really touch you. And is there anything you can share along that line?
Yeah, so every Wednesday and Thursday, I went to work at the border. And so on Wednesdays, I would go to a place called La Posada Providencia, and it is a short-term asylum seeker shelter. So I was there, and I helped with ESL. And in December, it's run by a bunch of elderly Catholic nuns who have ran that organization for many years. And so one afternoon we were going to learn a song because they were having a Catholic statue dedicated. So I happened to be there when they were practicing. And so she handed out papers in Spanish, and there were immigrants, asylum seekers from Honduras and El Salvador and Angola. This little room was packed.
Wow.
And so we started singing the song. And then all of a sudden she took out her guitar and I wanted to laugh and take a picture. It was like one of those pinch me moments, like, who would ever believe it? Here I am with a singing elderly nun with all these people from around the world. I mean, it was just so cool.
That's amazing.
To do that. Another time, so on Thursdays, I help at the border with a group called Team Brownsville, which is a secular organization. But and they go across the border and help the asylum seekers. There were 3,000 over there, and so one of the things Team Brownsville did was provide meals. So they called, and you may have heard of this, the World Central Kitchen. And so I had the privilege with one of our churches and a short-term mission group that came down to work with World Central Kitchens all day. We prepared the food, and then we walked the food over across the border and into the asylum seeker tent camp. And that was like amazing, first of all, to be with this top-notch group that cared about feeding everyone. And second of all, very fun to like help serve with all these little kids from Central America. It was just another one of those, amazing moments.
Nice.
That I wish I had a picture of, but I'll have a picture in my mind forever.
That would be great. Yeah, definitely. Pictures from your time down there would be good. And although we don't have any answers to what the future looks like as far as gathering at church, it would be great if at some point we could see pictures and hear more about your work.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I'm wondering how the COVID-19 pandemic affected that area and the people that you were serving there and the work that you did too.
Yeah, well, at the border's closed. So even the World Central Kitchen had to stop going across the border for fear that they would be not able to cross back. but there are still, of course, people helping feed the asylum seekers, and a third of them have left. It also stopped all the other things I was doing because we couldn't go to church anymore. Literally, I couldn't go to my office that was at church. And I was teaching so what I did in the community was help with teaching ESL at the adult learning center across the street from the People's Covenant. Well, that stopped too. So virtually everything stopped, and I started helping buy food for the food pantry. And then I was teaching Bible study on Zoom and then mentoring the youth directors by Zoom. So I finally just left because, there was nothing really to do. Very sad. So I left early. I left like a month and a half early.
Yes. Well, we'll definitely pray for that mission, that they can start to reach out and get across that border soon and help asylum seekers. We've been praying for you each week. How could Harbert Church continue to pray for that work other than that it can start up soon again?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think also just pray for People's Covenant Church that they would be visible and they would be neighborly in their community. We were going to have like a coffee cafe that we were going to run once a week in the school, just to say hi, from your neighbors at People's Covenant. Nothing, no gospel tracts, nothing, but just something like that, in hopes that someday someone might call or come over or need help.
Yeah.
And then also just for the church that, they would see the needs in the community. They would, even though we're in these uncertain times of pandemic, that they would seek you and seek God and continue to do what the church does or find new missions, at the border, whether that's in their neighborhood or whether that's 7 miles away at the border.
Yeah. Well, Joyce, it sounds like you have a lot to unpack mentally from your experience there. And I'm looking forward to hearing more, and I know so is the church congregation. Thank you so much for taking time to share.
You're welcome.
Yep. And Harbert Church, we ask you to continue to pray for all of our mission partners serving around the globe, each under really unique circumstances during the pandemic. In future worship services, we will continue to hear from our mission partners. Until then, peace to you. Bye, Joyce.
Bye.